Hi everybody, welcome to a new video. My name is Melanie Josephine. I'm the award-winning author of Love Life Simplified, and today I'd like to talk to you about dating one person at a time. And when I'm saying that, I don't just mean when you're in a relationship, but even when you're starting to date again, or you are starting to put yourself out there, to very quickly commit to only one person. And I want to explain why in this video. So I know that there are different opinions out there, and I have even seen other dating coaches say date 3 people for 6 months at the same time and then decide. And I want to tell you, do not listen to that advice, because A, it's cruel to the other person, to those 3 people. I mean, you're not on The Bachelor, you're not on some TV show. This is your life and this is the other people's lives, and you're playing with their feelings if you're dating 3 people for 6 months. That is just terrible, I think, personally. And then the other thing is, it will leave you like, I mean, how would you even do that? You would compare them all the time. Would you write lists? Or like, you won't be able to connect to any of them fully, and you won't be able to fully find out. And my opinion is that that is just absolutely not necessary. So I recently saw a video on Instagram, actually from Matthew Hussey, who was talking about the fact that if you have like 5 different TV screens around you and you're watching different movies, and then at the end of those movies you're saying, well, I didn't feel connected to any of these movies. And then he was saying, well, you couldn't, because you had all these screens running at the same time. And this is exactly what happens when you date more than one person at the same time. You have all these things running and you can't fully connect to one person. And we as human beings are bound to, like, we need human connection. We need this deep connection, and this whole idea of just being free, doing whatever we want, that may sound good, but it actually doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. So even people who thought that this is their thing, even let's say a guy who goes out with a lot of girls or sleeps around, and I'm not just saying guys do that, even from them I have read that there comes a time when they feel very disconnected and very empty and sad, and they ask themselves, why do I feel this way if I have everything? I live the life that I always wanted. And this is because this is a life that was portrayed by the media or by other people, something that people tell you. I remember when I was living in Australia for a while, and I was going out a lot. I was invited to a lot of parties, and I remember friends saying to me, Melanie, why don't you just, hook up with this guy, that guy? I mean, you have all the opportunities, why don't you do that? Go and have a little fun. And I always wondered if there was something wrong with me as to why I didn't feel like that was for me, until I realized that it's not really for anybody. I mean, it may be for some people for a period of time, for like a certain amount of time in your life, but it doesn't bring long-term happiness. That is what I want to, that's a point that I want to make here. And so when you start dating, what I would suggest, yes, it's okay to go on a couple of dates and not just one, but to make your decision rather quickly who you want to continue seeing and who you don't want to continue seeing. And this is to the benefit of everyone in this scenario, really. I would even go further than that. I would go so far to say create your relationship even before it falls into place, even before you meet anybody. I would suggest that you take a period of time where you don't go out on dates and you really get very, very clear on what you want, and you write on paper who you're looking for, what sort of traits, what sort of values you're looking out, and that way you will be able to determine much easier when you go on these dates whether this person is for you or not. And this idea that you already know that without taking those steps, writing these things down, getting clarity and really thinking about it, I think that's an illusion. I think that is a very big illusion, and that is why so many things go wrong when people just go out and they think that things will just fall into place. Well, did you think that things would fall into place in your career without doing anything? I mean, you didn't go and think, oh, okay, one day magically my dream job will come to me and I will not have to have done any work for it. I didn't need to study, I didn't need to write any applications, I didn't need to do anything. Everything will just fall into my lap. This is what a lot of people think, and that is such a huge illusion. That's also a huge illusion going forward in a relationship, but this is a whole other video. The point that I really want to bring across is that please get clarity on what you want before you start dating. Create your love life. Yesterday I saw a video and somebody said, I just want to see how things unfold. And then the other person said, well, why don't you decide how you want to unfold things? And this is exactly what I want to bring onto your path, your way, that don't think, let's just see how things go. Really think ahead. How do you want things to go? How do you want to show up? What sort of person do you want to be in a relationship? And what sort of person are you looking for? So find those answers before you start dating. That's A. B is when you start dating, make quick decisions, and it won't be difficult if you have clarity. If you've done step A, then step B won't be that difficult for you. And then step 3, create the most beautiful relationship. Decide how you want to show up in this relationship, and don't think that everything will just magically fall into place. Relationships are absolutely beautiful and they are absolutely worth the effort. Don't think that oh, this is just so much work, why do I have to do this? Because being in a relationship, having somebody in your life that you get to love is such a huge it's such a huge gift, really. So treasure that gift, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos like that, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.